Have you ever felt so lost that even your own thoughts start to drown you? Like no matter how hard you try, your mind just won't stop talking, reminding you of your mistakes, your fears, and everything you've lost. But what if I told you, peace doesn't come from controlling your mind, it comes from emptying it. This is the story of a man who learned that lesson the hard way. His name was Arun. 32 years old, living in a small apartment, surrounded by noise, but feeling completely alone. Every morning, he woke up with the same thought. Maybe today will be different, but every night he fell asleep whispering, "Nothing ever changes." Arun used to be full of dreams once. He wanted to start his own business, travel the world and take care of his parents, but life had other plans. After losing his job during the recession, everything started falling apart. His confidence, his friendships, even his sleep. Days turned into nights, and nights into endless thoughts. The more he tried to find answers, the louder his mind became. He kept thinking, why did this happen to me? Where did I go wrong? But no answer ever came. One evening, as rain softly tapped on his window, Arun looked outside and saw an old man meditating under a tree in the park. Everyone else was rushing to escape the rain. But that man sat there peacefully, eyes closed, breathing slowly, as if the whole world had paused for him. Arun felt something shift inside. That calmness, that silence. He hadn't felt it in years. He whispered to himself, how can someone be so calm in the middle of chaos? He didn't know it yet, but that moment would change his life forever. The next morning, Arun couldn't stop thinking about that old man in the park. While everyone was running from the rain, that man had found peace inside the storm. Arun felt a strange pull. Something inside him wanted to understand that calmness. The next day, he went back to the same park. There he was, the same old man, sitting under the same tree. Arun hesitated for a moment, then slowly walked closer. "Sir, may I ask you something?" Arun's voice trembled slightly. The old man smiled gently and opened his eyes. "Of course," he said. "How do you do it?" Arun asked. "How do you stay so calm when everything around you feels so loud?" The old man looked up at the sky and replied, "Because I don't fight the noise. I let it pass through me." Arun frowned. "But how can you not think? My mind never stops." The old man chuckled softly. "That's because you try to stop it. The mind is like a river. It flows. The more you try to hold it, the more it hurts. Let it flow, and it becomes peaceful again." Those words echoed in Arun's mind for days, but change never comes easy. The next week, he tried meditating at home. At first, it felt impossible. Every sound, every memory, every regret screamed louder than before. He would sit down, close his eyes, and within seconds, his mind would drag him back into the chaos. He started doubting himself again. Maybe I'm just not meant for peace, he thought. But something deep inside whispered, try again. And so, every morning he sat in silence. Some days he felt nothing. Some days he cried, and some days he just sat there, staring at the light slowly entering his room. It wasn't easy, but it was the beginning of something powerful. One night, the weight of everything became too heavy. Arun sat alone on the floor, surrounded by unpaid bills, job rejection emails, and silence that screamed louder than any noise. The city outside was asleep, but his mind was wide awake, spinning, racing, crashing. He tried to meditate again, but this time something inside him broke. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered, I'm tired of fighting. I can't do this anymore. And then something strange happened. For the first time, he didn't try to stop the thoughts. He didn't fight the pain. He just sat, completely still, and let everything inside him flow. Every memory, every failure, every heartbreak, he let it all rise and fall like waves in the ocean, and as those waves moved through him, something began to quiet down. The storm that had raged in his mind for years slowly began to fade. He took a deep breath, and for the first time, he felt empty. But this emptiness wasn't sadness. It was peace. It was freedom. In that silence, he remembered what the old man had said, let it flow. And at that moment, Aaron understood. Peace isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. The more you stop clinging, the more the mind empties, and the more room you create for light to enter. When dawn came, soft sunlight fell on his face. His eyes opened, calm, clear, and alive again. The man who once lived in noise had finally found his silence. From that morning on, Arun began to live differently. He didn't rush anymore. He didn't try to fix every problem in one day. He simply learned to breathe, to be present and to listen, not to the noise around him, but to the silence within. He started walking in the park again every morning. Sometimes he still saw the old man under the same tree, smiling. Peaceful, like time itself couldn't touch him, Aaron would bow slightly from a distance, and the old man would nod, as if saying, "You've found it." Slowly, Arun's life began to change. He found a new job, not because he was desperate, but because he was ready. He reconnected with his family. He even started helping others who were struggling, people who felt lost, just like he once did. One day, a young man approached him in the park and asked, "Sir, how do you stay so calm when life feels so hard?" Aaron smiled, the same gentle smile he had once seen on the old man's face. He looked at the boy and said, "When you stop fighting the storm, you start to feel the wind. When you stop chasing peace, you begin to become peace." That was the moment Aaron truly understood. You don't need to control your mind, you just need to empty it. Because when the mind is empty, the heart becomes full. In a world that never stops talking, we forget the power of silence. Arun's story reminds us that peace isn't something we find outside. It's something we create inside. When we let go of control, when we stop chasing perfection, and when we finally empty our minds, life begins to speak in a softer language, the language of calm, clarity, and truth. It's not about escaping the noise, it's about learning to stand still within it. Every person you meet is fighting a battle in their own mind. Some try to win it by thinking harder, but the wise ones, they win it by thinking less. So the next time your thoughts feel too heavy, don't run from them. Sit down, breathe, let them flow, and watch how peace quietly finds you again, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. If Arun's story inspired you today, remember to take a moment for yourself, breathe, let go, empty your mind, and let peace in. If you felt moved, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories. And comment below, tell us how you find calm in your own life. Your story might inspire someone else today, because every small step toward peace can change your life forever.